think we're going to ride the shoulders of him. I mean, he's a guy who has a lot of confidence, and you know, he's capable of doing everything that any other guy can do. And you know, Steven, I go against him every day in practice. He has a great arm, and I think that's one thing that a lot of guys are probably going to see in the near future, how good of a quarterback he really is, because you know, he's amazing. I've seen him do some things in practice, and I'm just, you know, I'm hoping and praying he can get them done in the game.
You guys know, obviously, that you need some help, you know, now in the division, but is that confidence still there that this can still happen, that you can still win this thing, still get to that title game, still go to a BCS game?
I mean, honestly, the morale of the team was, it was kind of like shell shock right after the game. I mean, that was just a tough loss that we had on Saturday, and you know, we put a lot of work into practice that week. You know, we felt good about going into the game, and I think to lose the way we did after the game, you know, by such a short margin of points, it was a shell shock. But coming back, you know, looking at film, making corrections, and on Sunday, I think the guys really kind of came together and corralled together and said, you know what, we can still do this. I mean, obviously we're going to need some help from either Georgia Tech or, you know, North Carolina, but I mean, we have our spirits high, and we know what we have to do. We just gotta win ball games, and you know, we come together and we make decisions to try to do that.
Ryan, is there something you guys can put your finger on why, you know, you'll have a dominating performance like you did against North Carolina, then the next week come out against Virginia and not have a dominating performance? Is there some sort of trend or something you can put your finger on why that's happening?
You know, I mean, I guess we can speculate a lot of reasons why, but I don't think there's anything in particular. You know, we had a certain game plan. You know, we got to execute it. You know, I think that we got to go back to the drawing board and just look at, you know, the corrections from the game and just do our best to try to get better execution out of the game plan.
Coach talks about. Go ahead, Susan.
No,
go ahead, Susan.
Okay, I just want to know, excuse me, a little bit more about Steven. What's his personality like, off field, on field? I know he hasn't played really, but you know, what do you know about him?
Well, from what I know, you know, I play defense, obviously, but he's been on scout team, and he's been wonderful. I mean, he always gives us a hard time, and if you're on scout team, you usually give the first team or second team defense a hard time. You're probably doing something pretty good. Obviously, you guys got a glimpse of what he can do in the game on Saturday under the conditions. I mean, I'm sure he probably went into the game not knowing if he was going to play or not, but I mean, to do what he did and come in and play under the pressure he did, I think he did a wonderful job, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing him play this Saturday and beyond.
But you know how Ja'Cory is kind of a happy-go-lucky. He's kind of funny. He jokes around. He's poised under pressure. That's the stereotype of him. But he also, you know, he likes to talk. What's Steven like?
Well, all the quarterbacks are like that, and I think they get that from Ja'Cory. I mean, Ja'Cory has that happy-go-lucky attitude, and you know, he's a leader in the quarterback room, and A.J. Highsmith, and you know, Steven, they all do a good job of just being happy. I mean, I've seen Steven make many jokes. I mean, he laughs just like anybody else. You know, he has fun in practice, and I think he'll carry that over. I don't think anything in his demeanor will change.
I heard he's kind of quiet. Another defense, I think Wally told me yesterday that he's kind of quiet. Sometimes he's hard to figure out.
I mean, I guess he can be quiet at times, but I mean, the guy's still a freshman, and I think for one thing, freshmen they're still trying to find their way, you know, on and off the field, you know, on campus and here in the athletics and around the other athletes. But I mean, he's a guy who, you know, he knows his teammates, he knows who they are, and once he gets around them, he feels comfortable. So, you know, but I'm pretty sure he'll be just fine.
Ryan, you've seen Maryland a few times over the years now. This is not a typical Maryland team. They score a lot of different ways.
Right.
40-some weeks, 60-some a couple of times this year. Just how can you really take much from other years when you trying to figure out what they're doing again?
Not at all. I mean, things change over the years. They're a very high-powered, you know, offense, and you know, they got a lot of great playmakers. And you look outside on, they have a great back. They got two good receivers. They got a deep threat. You know, they're very, you know, they're two-dimensional. And I think it would be foolish of us to go into a game and not, you know, not see that. I mean, you know, Coach Freed is going to have those guys ready. You know, they have a lot of confidence right now with them being 6-2, and I'm sure, you know, they're riding their high horse right now. We just got to go in and just play Miami Hurricane football, man. Come up with a great game plan to execute it.
What is it that every time this season, though, when you guys seem to be backed up against the wall a little bit, that's when this team's at its best? Is there any reason really for that?
You know, I hate it that it's that way, man. But sometimes I guess when things are really on the line, we just really show up. I mean, I don't know if it's part of our character. It's always that way. But you know, if we really feel like we're on the line now, or if we did early in the season, we really feel like that now. So yeah, you can expect us to come out and play. You really can.